Hey guys, and welcome to another long overdue episode of my career mode series. I'm sorry I haven't been posting lately, but it's been busy with school. But here we go with a game against Reading. And no disrespect to Reading, but they're really a team that we should be beating easily, but that would not be the case here. They gave us a run for our money, and in the 7th minute, they would go ahead with an Adam LaFondra headed goal into our net to make it 1-0. And sadly, that is how we would go into halftime, behind to Reading unbelievably. So it would take some doing from the boys in red to get anything from this game. And luckily, Nathan Dyer, just burning down that right side like he's done so many times before, cuts inside, just shoots with his left foot into the upper 90 to get that 1-1 scoreline. But sadly for us, that would not last long. We would fall to another headed goal from Reading, this time to make it 2-1 in the 82nd minute, and we would not be able to recover, and that is how it would end, ladies and gentlemen, 2-1, a disappointing scoreline to say the least. And after the game, we would get an email from the Turkish FA asking me if I wanted to take up the international management position. And they're really not the team that I want to manage, and so I stuck that in my pocket and saved it for a rainy day. And next up, we would have a game against Fulham. Once again, a team that we should be beating pretty easily, but we'll see how this one plays out. And speaking of rainy days, it was pouring. The first chance of the game would come when Sun Young Ki would have the ball taken from him, and Lucas Silva would have a beautiful snapshot put behind by Mark Schwarzer. But then Jonathan de Guzman came a knocking, and that near post shot would go in to make it 1-0. Very nice from the Dutchman. And can we just all agree that Mark Schwartzer's shirt is just entirely too tight, but Berbatov would make me pay for that comment to make it 1-all in the 45th minute, right before halftime, and we would go into halftime level at 1-1. And it would take deep into the second half for anything else to happen. Schechter would have two very well-placed shots for Schwarzer to block, and Sun Young Ki would pound in the rebound to make it 2-1 in the 79th minute, and that is how it would end. 2-1, us on top of Fulham. And now something all of you have been waiting for, the squad report. Joris Okori already gone up 3, coming along very nicely. I mean, you can pause anywhere you want to and look at all these stats, but Lucas Silva also coming up nicely, 4 points from where he was originally. Augustine coming up 1 point. Wayne Rout just staying the same because he hasn't really been that big a part of the squad. Even players that haven't been playing, like Ashley Richards, have been coming up a lot just because they're young. These younger players, like Jose Rodriguez, you saw 3 up there. They're going to move up a lot more than the older players, even if you don't play them, just by virtue of them being young, and they're going to improve over time. Jerome Lumu going up 2. He's done really, really well. I mean, these players, the young players that we're buying, are just going to keep on going up and up in value and up in stats until, I mean, they're just going to be absolute monsters, or someone that we can sell along to buy better players. And Jesse Rodriguez, I mean, look at his vision alone has gone up 7 points. I think he's a player that can eventually become a 90, 91 overall player if we keep playing him at the level that he's playing now. I think right now he's the top goal scorer for the Premier League in his first season. So if he keeps playing at that level, the sky's the limit for him. And Ite Schechter, you saw him play last game. He had a pretty good game, but not someone that I'm looking to bring back. But Jonathan de Guzman is someone that I'm looking to bring back maybe. If he keeps playing the way that he's playing. His free kicks are amazing. But now we are in the January transfer window, and we're going to be selling a few players, bringing in a couple more. And you see there we have an offer for Jesse Rodriguez from Bordeaux. And I basically told him there's no way I'm selling him because he's someone that I don't want to sell. No matter what the price, I don't want to sell him because he's so central to the way I play. But we still need a goalkeeper, and we still need depth at that right wing position, because as much as I hear that Pablo Hernandez is a good player, he just does not cut the mustard for me, so to speak. And so I'm going to try to bring in Jody Lukoki like I did last window, and hopefully he comes to the squad and brings something really valuable. And with that, we have our next game against Aston Villa. I think they're 13th in the table on here, so they're not doing particularly well, but they're not doing awful either. And what a bullet of a shot from Nathan Dyer from outside of the area to make it 1-0. And that is how we would go into halftime ahead against Aston Villa. And the second half would bring us more joy when Kimi Augustine would have another shot from outside of the area to make it 2-0. But Aston Villa would have their say in the 67th minute when some awful defending would allow Bent to just walk into the box, square it to Agbon Lahore for their 69th minute goal. And that is how it would end 2-1, us up against Aston Villa. Another good 3 points against a team that we should be beating. And here we go with some more transfer goodness. Udinese have come in for Nathan Dyer, and basically I sent back stupid money. I'm like, if you want to pay 18 mil, then fine, you can take him, but otherwise I want to keep him around. And that's what I'm going to do with a lot of players that I, wouldn't mind keeping around, like Nathan Dyer. But another player that I wouldn't mind getting rid of is Michu. He just doesn't fit the way I play. He's a good player, but he's big and he's slow and he has okay finishing. So I tried to move him off for 8 mil. And also Wolverhampton came in and I gave them the same answer. I said, pay 8 million or, leave it alone. And so I sent that back to see what they would say. And we would get our answers a few days later. Udinese saying that they do not want to pay that much for Nathan Dyer, and I don't blame them. Juventus saying that they want to pay 8 million for Michu, and that sounds good to me because he can get off of our books those wages, and we will also get 8 million for him, which will probably put about 6 million into our transfer budget to buy a younger, faster forward that fits more to the way I play. And Wolverhampton, basically, I tell them 8 million or nothing, like I told them last time. Stuttgart also coming in for him, so I'm going to put in 8 million. Whoever starts with the negotiations and finishes them first, then that's the person that's going to get Michu. And there are a lot of clubs that want him. Lyon there, Bordeaux, the people that wanted Jesse Rodriguez a moment ago, they also come in for him, and I give them all the same answer, 8 million. Except for Schalke, who I gave 8.5 million, and it went through. So I'm kind of hoping that, negotiations with those other clubs fall through, and we get 8.5 instead of 8 million. And next up, we have an FA Cup game against Preston North End, who operate in League One, which is 2 tiers below the Premier League where we play with Swansea. And so this should be a game that we should come out relatively easy, smelling like roses. But surprisingly, we didn't get the 5 or 6 goal haul that I thought we were in the beginning, and it would take all the way into the 60th minute when Jonathan de Guzman would have a shot so powerful that even though the goalkeeper got a hand to it, he could not keep it out, and that would be 1-0 to Swansea. And Jonathan de Guzman, just being a nuisance to the Preston North End defense, would square it up to Leon Britton, who has a tap-in to make it 2-0. But the nail in the coffin would come from the man in demand, Michu, with his right foot would rifle it into the bottom corner. Really should have kept that out, the goalkeeper, but that would make it 3-0 in the 89th minute, and that is how it would end. A comfortable 3-0 victory over Preston North End, the League One side, and we are through in the FA Cup. And after that game, we are back on the transfer grind, and Ajax has accepted our bid for Jody Lukoki. So we're going to give him $5,000 a week, 4 years, and we're not going to tell him his squad role. We're just going to see if he wants the $5,000 a week and 4-year contract. Hopefully not have to tell him that he's going to be an important or crucial first-team player, because right now we just want to rotate him in with Dyer. And so telling him, that he's going to be a squad rotational player may make him shy away from our team. And Real Madrid wants Nathan Dyer, and I tell them basically 15.5 or get out, because I don't really want to get rid of him, but maybe they'll pay that amount of money. And there we go. The man that got an assist and a goal in the last game is gone for 8 million, Michu, and we get 6 million in the transfer kitty. But Real Madrid basically tells us that they're not willing to pay 15.5. It is wishful thinking to see that maybe if they would pay that amount of money, we could get someone really good or get several really young, really fast wingers. But a striker that I really want to bring into the squad is Samid Yesel. He scored records amounts of goals for the Bayer Leverkusen youth team, and then he was brought to Liverpool this year. And I think he's a player that is really going to become an absolute monster in a few years' time. And we see there that Jody Lukoki has accepted our contract offer, so he is on his way to Swansea. And we have a transfer offer again for Nathan Dyer. Schalke, who wanted Michu, now wants Dyer, so we're going to give them a 16 million counter offer and see what they say about that. And we have another offer from Dyer. Olympic Lyonnais also wants him, so we're going to send them the same thing, 16 million. However, Schalke say that is too rich for their blood and they are going to back out, but Liverpool have accepted our offer for Semed Yesil. So we're going to try to bring Yesil in with a contract, 4 years at £2,250 per week, and that is just peanuts on our wage budget. And if he becomes a really great player, then we are in good shape. But we have an offer from the Ivory Coast national team, and I accepted it for the sole reason that I want to play with Drogba before he leaves. Because he's pretty old now. I think he's 35 or 36 in the game. And in a couple years' time, he's going to retire. So I really want to play with him before he leaves. And that is where this one will end, guys. A like or a subscription is always appreciated. And also, if you look in the description box, I made a Facebook and a Twitter. So if you follow or like either one of those pages, it would be greatly appreciated. Okay, have a good day. Bye.